Tomorrow, the 7th of June, is the World Food Safety Day. Unfortunately, today, food for many of us has turned from a vital necessity into an unsafe pleasure. One of the unsafe and invisible ingredients in food is sugar.
Amazing world has wonderful things. Let's study it with Adam and Mommy.
Hi guys, here we go again. What do you call a band with a high level of sugar? The diabetes. I hope you know very well that one of the main causes of diabetes is sugar. Excessive consumption of sugar not only causes diabetes but also has many harmful side effects on our body.
If the K50s didn't blow your brains out, sugar sure as shit was gonna.
So, before you eat another chocolate bar, just think, is the momentary dubious pleasure worth the dangerous consequences to which you are exposing yourself? We researched a lot of facts, some of which shocked us, and collected useful information. So watch this video to the end. We hope you will definitely take responsibility for your health and only you will make the final decision whether to consume the sugar-containing foods and drinks or not. So, let's go! Did you know that sugar is used as a spice to make food sweeter? Nowadays, not only many of your favorite desserts, but also most kinds of food, drinks, and even yogurts, sauces, and ketchups include sugar as one of the main ingredients. I guess you probably know and love the sweet white substance known as sugar. But do you know the science and interesting important facts about sugar? For example, it is addictive. Sugar causes a release of dopamine in the pleasure center of our brain, which causes addiction. Studies have shown that sugary water is more addictive for children than cocaine. The worst thing is that this addiction is on an unconscious level. It is the cause of belly fat. The liver converts sugar into fat when it receives excess sugar. Sugar affects the skin. Its elasticity decreases and the likelihood of wrinkles increases. So guys, be careful. You can eat more sugar even if you give up sweets. It is found in the most unexpected products. For example, sauces, ketchup. Sugar is just as toxic to the liver as alcohol. Most often, fat produced by the liver from sugar is stored around the waist, but it can also cause liver damage, just like alcohol. Sugar makes you overeat. Its excessive consumption disrupts hormonal balance. This includes affecting the functioning of the hormone that causes a feeling of fullness. In this case, when eating a large amount of food, you can remain hungry and thus overeat in an attempt to get enough. Excess sugar affects the brain. Research has shown that sugar damages the part of the brain that is responsible for memory and causes brain aging. Sugar addiction can be hereditary, so if you want your offspring to be healthy, start with yourself. Sugar feeds cancer cells. Excessive sugar consumption causes insulin levels to rise, leading to a high risk of cancer. Have you changed your mind about reducing the amount of sugar you consume and reconsidering your diet? What about me? I read so much about the bad influences of sugar that I've decided to read less. Of course, I'm joking. Okay, let's turn to the official recommendations of the World Health Organization. If we will visit the official website of WHO, you can see that they recommend to limit sugar intake. Let me read some of their full recommendations about sugar. Limit intake of sweets and sugary drinks, such as fizzy drinks, fruit juices and juice drinks, liquid and powder concentrates, flavored water, energy and sports drinks, ready-to-drink tea, and coffee and flavored milk drinks. Choose fresh fruits instead of sweet snacks such as cookies, cakes, and chocolate. When other dessert options are chosen, ensure that they are low in sugar and consume small portions. Avoid giving sugary foods to children. Salt and sugars should not be added to complementary foods given to children under 2 years of age and should be limited beyond that age. I hope I haven't bored you with scary facts.
झूम के पीछे घूम को नकले वाली लोग बजाएंगे खुश होकर ताली झूम के पीछे घूम को नकले वाली लोग
Hey, don't eat chocolate too much, it's not healthy.
My granny lived 99 years.
By eating chocolate?
No, by minding your own business.
Of course, young lady is right, because we all respect the right to free choice. But I really care about our subscribers. And to my mind, children should listen to their elders, as well as responsible children should watch our videos. Therefore, I continue to give unsolicited advice. Now, let's have a look at some other facts and statistics. As Carl Pearson said, statistics is the grammar of science. As you can see, the World Health Organization, together with the American Heart Association, recommended to limit sugar intake with a maximum of 12 grams for children, 24 grams for women, and 36 grams for men a day. I would like to remind you that sugar is not only sugar in its pure form, but is found literally almost everywhere, even in fruits and vegetables, so the established limit is very small. For example, according to the Canadian Sugar Institute, 100 grams of such common fruits as apples, bananas, and mangoes already exceed the children's norm of 12 grams. However, fruit tends to contain less sugar than sweetened foods, because fruit contains two types of sugar, fructose and glucose. Almost everyone, including people with diabetes, could benefit from eating more fruit. This is due to the combination of vitamins, minerals, fiber, phytochemicals, and water it provides. There is enough content and documentaries on YouTube about the dangers of sugar, and you can watch them. But we decided to compare the sugar concentration of the highly promoted lucky ones who came into our hands. So, what we have? Snickers, Hershey's, Twix, M&M's, and of course, we couldn't ignore the most advertised chocolate on YouTube, Feastables. Hey Mr. Beast, fans of Mark Rober are going to investigate your product. We also have here Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, as well as Dr. Pepper and Arizona. So, before we begin the comparison, remember that the American Heart Association with the World Health Organization has set a maximum sugar intake limit of 12 grams for children, 24 grams for women, and 36 grams for men per day. If you remember it, well done! Click the like button. How much sugar in our chocolates? Let's go from smallest to largest. So, in Feastables, 12 grams of sugar. In Twix, 13.1 grams. In M&M's, 22 grams. Snickers has 25 grams. Hershey's has 35 grams. As you can see, the lowest sugar content among chocolates in Feastables. Bravo, Mr. Beast! And this is not an advertisement. Just imagine, 1 Hershey's is equal in sugar content to 3 Feastables. But Snickers and Hershey's didn't spare the sugar. This means that eating a whole chocolate bar of Snickers or Hershey's a day can be dangerous to the health of women and children, let alone 2 or more. What about the soft drinks? Let's also rank from least to most content. So, as you can see, Schweppes has 16 grams of sugar. Pepsi, 23.1 grams. 7-Up, 32.4 grams. Arizona iced tea, 34 grams. Coca-Cola, 35 grams. Dr. Pepper cream soda, 39 grams. This means that consuming just one can of 7-Up, Arizona, Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper a day also poses a risk to women's health. Dr. Pepper carries a risk for everyone, and children are generally not recommended to drink any of the listed types of soda. In other words, if you are a fan of these products and do not think about the amount of sugar you consume, this means that you are wasting money and purchasing various diseases in the future by yourself, but someone is making a lot of money on your addiction. By the way, I remembered one joke on the topic. What would be the cost of sugar-free candies without the sugar in them? The answer is nothing. They would be free. So, let's see how profitable the brands from our review are. Here we found the list of top US soda brands in 2022-2023 and their value in millions. As you can see, Coca-Cola's value is 33.5 billion, Pepsi's 18B, and Dr. Pepper's 4B. Among chocolate companies, we took the information about two of our most sugar-containing brands, Snickers and Hershey's. So the Mars Wrigley company showed sales of 22B and Hershey's 10B. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Who are the main consumers of sweets? In terms of chocolate consumption, these are Switzerland and United States. The absolute leader in soft drinks consumption is United States. What about sugar and sweeteners? As can be seen, India and United States of America. Well, what countries do you think are leading in type 1 diabetes by the end of 2023? United States and India. Well, as a conclusion, a simple scheme. By thoughtlessly buying and consuming sugar-containing products, you waste money. Manufacturers make money from you, and you buy diseases and shorten your life. Of course, we should note that many of the brands presented today have a wide variety of products, including diet products as well as sugar-free products. In our review, we showed only the most popular and widespread ones. And yet, before you buy or eat this or that sugar-containing product, please remember our video and also make your informed choice between the risks to your health and a healthy lifestyle. I hope this video will help our subscribers to draw conclusions and would like to quote Albert Camus, "Life is the sum of your choices." Write your comments about how much soft drinks and chocolate you consume. If you want us to continue making videos on similar topics, please click like button and on the bell. Wish you good health and bye bye! See you chocolater!
Amazing world has wonderful things. Let's study it with Adam and Mom.